prizes. Essentially, I have an unhinged amount of alerts for biddy totals. And that just happens to be one of Milky's favorites. It is also what I call a cursed alert, meaning I could be potentially banned because that alert is super sus. There are even more sussy alerts. You just gotta pick the right number. Race for Impact was our last winner, and he still hasn't told me what he wants. The prizes are, I draw you a picture. Curse, you trying to summon me? Of course, I'm trying to summon all the cursed items. Everyone is cursed here. Oh, I just had an idea. What if I made like a little cloak for the little cub cat? Oh, that would be adorable. I'm gonna have to do that off stream. Wait, I could get a ghost one. I could get the little ghost one and put it on the little one. Oh, that's adorable idea. I'm doing that. I'm gonna make a little ghost. You cannot summon this buttonhole, unfortunately. If I say please, offer you chocolate ice cream with chocolate syrup and chocolate sprinkles. Buttholes, all the buttholes. Everyone just, appreciate your butthole today. It could be a person, it can be your personal one, it can just be a butthole. Butthole. Plural. Multiple. For me, for stream, for my character. I think the more you get into it, the easier it gets to see AI. Yeah, dude, I freaked the hell out because I was on Instagram one night and I saw a video of this woman holding a giant owl. It did not look AI. It freaked me the hell out. I was like, what? This is AI? This is dangerous. You wish AI cleaned your house? I wish AI cleaned my house. Did my litter box for me. Well, in 2 hours, I hope you're able to stop by and have a very soothing, relaxing evening with me and the deceased as we play Autopsy Simulator. I was also very much recommended not to eat during the game. So, we'll see how that goes. Now, the thing is, artists are fighting back, and we can see which are being used to feed the AI, and those who are making fucked up art to feed. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. It is all getting super just generic. Anyways, how is sexy? You know how I'm doing today, Milky. I'm humiliated. All right, I'll tell you. Mira, you'll laugh at this. So I went on a date last night. I haven't gone on a date in over a year. And I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, let's just get coffee and we can talk. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. He shows up wearing a Legend of Zelda t-shirt because he knows I'm Legend of Zelda obsessed. And I thought that was kind of adorable. Long story short, we end up having a great time. We hung out for like 4 hours. And we ended up going to a bar and playing billiards, which I sucked at. But we were just trash talking and bantering the entire time. And then it was time for us to go home. And as he was walking me out to my car and stuff, he'd like, ugh, like I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry and cringe at the same time. He like did a little romantic gesture where like he like grabs my chin and like tilts my head up to give me a kiss, and I'm like, oh, this is so romantic. And then my brain short circuited and was like, wah, no, not on the first date, no. And I was like, no, and I jumped back, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I thought it was okay. Like, we've been doing so. I'm like, no, it's not you, it's me. It's totally me. It's always been me. And I start crying. And he's like, oh God, please don't cry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm like, no, it's not you. I'm crying because I'm an idiot. He's like, don't say that. It's fine. I hope you have a good night. I had a great time, and I'll text you when you get home. And I was like, okay, bye. And I jumped to my car and I drove away. Like, I screeched the tires. Oh my god. See my heart rate? Oh. It's not sweet. It was humiliating. I was humiliated. I felt so bad. And I was like, this is my first date in over a year. And I go home and I'm like curled up on the couch, crying. And I'm just like, I fucked this up. I fucked it up. I texted Hawk. I texted Milky. And I was like, I fucked it up. And I go to work today and I tell my coworkers what happened. And they all just shook their head at me. They're like, you are so awkward and cringe. Like, I know. Leave me alone. Whoa! Flashbang. Uh-oh. Close the program. Try again. I don't know, Milky. I'm just trying to get Autopsy Simulator working. We'll see. He has been texting me today. But it was so embarrassing. Remember, I threw a controller at Mel. Yeah, you did. But, like, you guys are adorable. I'm an ADHD crazy person. I'm a crazy ADHD person. Crazy. Alright, Autopsy Simulator. What's wrong? Why you don't want to work for mommy? You want to work? Technically, Mel is the ADHD. I mean, you're not wrong. Whoa! Loud. Hit the controller. Nice, cozy games. Oh, is that
Working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of.
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring.
Let me turn up the volume for you guys and turn it down.
Inquiring about my wife.
There we go.
Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling completely broken.
Aw.
Where did I leave my meds this time?
Meds. Oh. Okay. We gotta find the meds. Is this the meds?
It won't be needed for the next few months. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday. Stephen didn't clean up after himself again. They definitely pay me too little for this.
Oh. Hi, this is Kate something, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. Oh wait, I can try it this way so I can read it better. Oh no. Wait, don't go upside down. Out of it. How do I maneuver you? I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me, Mr. Something. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an something commemorating your wife. So this handwriting is atrocious. I just can't read it. I can't read. I'm illiterate. I'm an illiterate cat.
Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Meds, where are my meds? It's horrible text.
Archives. Just as lifeless as the corpses they're concerned.
Oh my goodness, this guy is so deep. Oh. Medication. Briefcase. It is a Mexi man voice. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either. Boxes. Books. I turn the light on. My cat just scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. My cat Zach literally just like jumped up on the couch and like I just was not expecting to hear something right behind me. This is a cozy game. We're here to relax and just decompress with some disease. Oh. So cozy.
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
He's censored. We're well censored. Toby Chambers. God. Oh, is this waifu?
I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work. Poor soul. I get cases like this more than any other. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
So, I think I told you before, Milky, but you know, I used to work for a pet crematorium, and there was a human crematorium right next door. They really do be leaving these bodies out. It's just product to them. Wait.
I need to fetch the camera.
Out of order. Ah! Gooch!
It's been a while since the eye wash in this thing was changed. It's probably a health hazard now.
Oh, okay. Step 1. Get dressed. Step 2. Go to the body. Step 3. Record the body. Step 4. Research. Wait. Not enough. Not a lot of it. He's dead. He's cold. Sure, once upon a time. Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Okay. Why did I choose to do this? It's spooky season.
Diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna try and optimize.
So that you don't have to run
Or
around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
Thank you.
During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all,
I do love it too.
attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Police report, police report. Is it over here? No. Hang on, my mouse is stuck. What?
For the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife.
Uh-oh.
Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time? This place is starting to look... Pills first, Jack. Pills.
Pills, 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 pills.
Okay. Time to pull myself together.
You got this, Jack. You're hot.
And get back to work. I need to set the camera first. Now remember, Jack. Don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Sanity pills.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up. Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. Let's start. Always wear the cadavers in the process during your research. Be patient. Many entries are visible at first glance.
Turbo!
But sometimes they can be covered.
Hello, hello!
Interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be. And the deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
My phone is going off. 1 second. muting. It has been a hot minute, Turbo. Been good, been good. How are you?
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him here. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize. That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death.
Grace!
This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves. Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files.
Oh.
I can just remember where I left the camera.
Milky, are you still in chat?
It's in here
Or
somewhere.
Brace, if you could, just write a quick message to everyone in chat and just pin it at the top of chat that this is gore. And yeah. You know, just like, this is a gross game. Yeah. Just like a couple of TWs, blood, organs, all that. I mean, I hope people understand by just reading the game title, Autopsy Simulator. But, you know, you never know. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I just know when we did Mortuary Assistant, that was something that a lot of people weren't expecting. Wait, what do I do now? In the desk drawer.
Aha! There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary. Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
They didn't want to see it. It's a game of dexterity where so there is a way to not have the censorship. But we don't need to have that. I wonder if anyone has made money off of selling oh my Milky. I could have gone the rest of my life, without thinking that that's a kink that exists. Now I will always wonder. No! That's awful. Hey, it's a business opportunity. No! You put that pride flag away. This is completely not related to that pride flag. Oh, he's got a little knot on his head.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
You evil, evil little man.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite?
Those feet! Ah! Oh. Stab?
The poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later. In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
You're heading off to bed. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow for some more games. So everyone, tomorrow we'll be playing Panic Core with Milky and Rebel and whoever else wants to play. They aren't going to be using their feet. Might as well let brace. No. That's a penis. A hooga. It's blurred. No, it's a collection of pixels. All right, pin the photos to the photo board. Here. Perform the autopsy. All right.
Let's start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
This
Personal
is gonna be
information,
so gross.
The deceased was unclothed.
You saw the...
Wait. Okay. As
Wait.
you can see, I note everything down on previous.
Do we see the penis?
Every pathologist must keep.
Isn't that tiny?
Of every step of the autopsy.
It's so
this not only allows you
tiny.
to track the procedure, but also collate
Is
the
that
results
just the
together,
tip?
upon which you may back
It
up
looks
your
so
conclusions.
tiny.
So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife. Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
All right, I see it there. Inspect the areas with the magnifying glass. But there's the magnifying glass. Why can't I grab it?
Scalpel, I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Is there another?
A considerable collection.
Well, I'm not affixed on the micro penis.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Okay, so here are the tools. How do I grab it? I'm not gonna lie, this really does kind of remind me when I worked at the crematorium and I was there by myself. Always so fucking freaky. Pretty awful, actually. So one of the, and this is a trigger warning for anyone who doesn't want to hear this story. So I worked in a pet crematorium, but next door was a human crematorium, and the people in the human crematorium, they were awful to the cadavers. I remember one day I went to the bathroom, and there was just like a huge amount of ants in the bathroom. So I followed the trail because I was like, I don't know where the fuck these guys are coming from, but they're coming from somewhere. I followed it next door into the human crematorium, and they had bodies left out, and that's where the ants were coming from. It was traumatizing. Oh yeah, very, very nasty. Honestly, I was completely taken aback. Was not expecting to see that. You'd think that with the amount of money that is spent into the the cremation process, that people would take care of essentially their inventory. Nope, nope, not at all. Yep, pretty much. It was really, it was just gross. It was disturbingly gross, and I hated it. I don't know if this game is buggy or if I, like, literally am not able to fucking grab. Settings. Controls. Equipped is F.
Scalpel, scissors. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Did you quit on the spot? I would have. No. Um, it wasn't too long after that I did quit. But I was getting paid like 700 bucks a week to work there. So, and this was during COVID. And trust me, I only worked at that place for 9 weeks. And that was definitely a last straw. Probably the bigger last straw that I had, though, was the absolute abhorrent management that was there. They were absolutely awful. I tried, but I can't seem to pick it up.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
See, it won't let me. Clean the knife. Let me see. Inspect the areas of the corner. I'm trying to. Whoops.
Which spot first?
Gotcha.
It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
the head.
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen. Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the
Oh my
characteristic
God,
skin
Brace.
color.
All of you. Ugh.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite,
Ah,
abrasions,
it's so
and blisters.
gross.
Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Oh, that's so gross.
So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes. First, I marked the location of the injuries and making of the head wound. If Toby's body were not in frost, even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. As you can see,
It is nightmare
we
fuel.
don't
Now
have much to
imagine
go on.
chewing
Let's
on
write
it.
down what preliminary
Lick
causes
between
of
those
death
toes.
we can think of.
Get that real toe jam experience. Oh, that would be gross.
Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby
Tasty
slipped
funky.
and accidentally hit. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list. We still have one thing left from the basics, rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually we raise it,
What am I supposed to do?
now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
You unsubscribe? You unsubscribe from me? Me? I thought we had something special, Brace. Blah 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 blah. Back to the rigor mortis. Wait, what am I supposed to do?
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
Oscillating saw? Oh, this is about to get real nasty! Alright, tab. Saw! Do I just... Do I already have it? Syringe, needle, lamp.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
Ah!
After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a
You see,
cross-section.
jiggly. It's so jiggly! Look at the jiggle!
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now. Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us. So far, so good.
Yummy.
The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.